I thought you said they were your friends. If that's true, you really shouldn't be bullying them like that.
だってあの子、近藤さんをバカにしたし。何も知らないくせにさ、あんなこと言う資格ないよ。
So Hijikata-san is fair game, but he draws the line at Kondo-san? I suppose that shows just how much Okita cares about him.
なんで笑うの？
What? Oh, nothing. No reason. I mean, Kondo-san is a wonderful man. He smiled widely and nodded vigorously.
だから君が怒ってくれたの、結構嬉しかったよ。
Eh? I was confused about how to respond to his pleased look. I hope you can make up with him soon. I mean, they did apologize eventually. I don't think they're really bad kids.
わかってる。ちゃんと謝っておく。それから近藤さんがどんなにすごい人かも話しておくよ。
I smiled back at him. It cut both ways, but I admired Okita's honesty. The situation had been resolved, more or less. But as I began to relax, I suddenly remembered... Oh! We're late for dinner! Come on, we have to hurry. They're probably all angry at us. Okita just laughed.
もし君が怒られたら、ちゃんとかばってあげるよ。さっきのお礼にね。
Okita enjoys teasing me and, well, everyone. And sometimes he can be really irritating. He's not a bad person. Sometimes, in his own way, he's even nice. Saying how much he cared for Kondo-san made him less intimidating. I was lost in thought and fell behind, so I hurried after Okita and headed towards the main hall. Okita and nice in the same fucking sentence. Someone help my brain. Oh, we're at chapter 3. The setting sun glowed through the windows with a warm, rich maroon, an ominous kind of beauty. It's cold. I came out into the yard and my body stopped due to the cold. Guess spring will take a while. I wasn't too fond of Ito, but it was Sanan-san and his condition that truly worried me. I really wish his arm would just heal. That arm, or perhaps more accurately, the lack of it, was the source of his change in personality. Still... As nice as it would be for Sanan's arm to simply start working again, that seemed like the stuff of a child's fable, not real life. That was when I remembered.
薬でも何でも使ってもらうしかないですね。三男さんも納得してくれるんじゃないかな。
掃除。めったなこと言うもんじゃねえ。幹部が羅刹になってどうするんだよ。
Okita was talking about the Shinsengumi having some secret serum back in the day. Judging from how they spoke of it, it's an item with circumstances. But... And I was not to know about the existence of that serum. If I were to look into it without approval, there was no doubt that I'd be punished. But I'm the daughter of a doctor. I'm pretty sure I had more knowledge of medicine than the men of the Shinsengumi did. investigate it. I'm going to muster the courage to look into this. But where should I investigate? My room is in the Yagi house. There are some rooms that I am not allowed to enter, but the captains live here as well, and I'd finally learn how to navigate the building. However, there was another building that was part of the headquarters for the Shinsengumi, aside from the Hayagi house. Some of the leaders, along with the other warriors, live in the Maekawa house, diagonal from Yagi. And Sanan-san, who's injured, have been holed up in the Nambu residence, located behind Yagi. Since it's a residence, one cannot just stroll there casually, and since it is barely used by anyone other than Sanan, it is a little isolated. If there are secrets being kept from me, then they have to be kept in a place I'd never think to check. If I were to look into it, it would either be in the or forbidden areas of the Yagi residence. Which should I look into? We'll go into the Nambu house. Nambu house. Once I was quite sure everyone in the Yagi house was asleep, I made my move. So far, so good. Luckily, I was able to get to the entrance without anything happening, and I sighed with relief.
何が良かったの?
Fuck! The surprise of seeing someone froze me.
君も大胆だな。僕たちの目を盗んで逃げ出そうとするなんて。
Okita. Well, I'm not.
一体何が違うのかな。こんな夜中に人目を盗んで部屋を抜け出すなんて、脱走以外考えられないんだけど。
Look, well, it's not like that. How was I supposed to explain to him? The more I panicked, the more I choked up.
冗談だよ。もし君が本当に脱走したら、切っちゃえばいいだけだし。逃げたところでどうせ行くあてもないだろうしね。
You're right. He was right. Even if I somehow managed to escape the Shinsengumi, I would lose my best chance at finding my father.
何にせよ、さっさと部屋に戻りなよ。子供が遊ぶ時間じゃないんだから。君だってあらぬ疑いをかけられて切られたくないでしょ。
Maybe Okita was right. That it was reckless of me to investigate the serum, and thoughts swirled in my head before Okita spoke up again.
もし怖いものを見たら、すぐに声を上げて助けを呼ぶんだよ。一人で何とかしようなんて思わなくてもいいから。わかった。
He sounded rather serious for a moment. What do you mean by something scary? What could I run into in the Shinsengumi's headquarters that could be as scary as he thinks? He looked almost surprised for a moment, his face breaking into a weird grin.
そうだな。怖い夢とかお化けとか、鬼副長なんてのもあるかもね。
That does sound scary. If Hijikata-san found out I was walking around the compound without permission... I'm going back to my room now.
そうそう。おとなしく寝てるのが賢明だよ。僕は中庭をもう一回りしてこようかな。
Okita started to hum as he walked away. I didn't expect to be found, especially by Okita of all people. There was no way I could sneak into the Nambo house behind his back. Maybe I could investigate the Yagi house before going back to my room. Wait. I was so surprised, I hadn't stopped to think. Why was Okita up so late? It was as if he expected someone to leave the Yagi house, but there's no way he could have known I would try. If not me, then who? It was night at the Yagi house and dead silent. I tiptoed down the halls as quietly as possible. Huh? Were my ears playing tricks on me? Or did someone just walk into the common room? I would be in trouble if someone saw me, so I did my best to blend into the shadows and hide. After a few moments of heart-pounding seclusion, my curiosity got the best of me. I departed my hiding place and crept towards the common room. I peered inside. It was Sanan-san. I wonder why. Something felt wrong. I just stood there. What is Sanan-san doing here late at night? I was at a loss. Should I speak to him, or... Before I could make up my mind, he turned.
まさか君に見つかるとはね。正直予想していませんでしたよ。
Sanan gazed directly at me and muttered.
雪村くん、そこにいるのでしょ？出てきなさい。
I guess he spotted me. I gave up and made myself visible to Sanan-san. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was snooping or watching what you were doing.
別に叱るつもりはありませんよ。夜中に怪しい人影を見かけたら気にかかるのは当然でしょうしね。
It was very subtle, but I noticed something was off with Sanan-san's attitude. He's not chastising us. He had a peaceful smile, something I hadn't seen for what felt like ages. It was a bit too peaceful, as if his worries had suddenly left him. It was an expression I have never seen since he'd gotten injured. Sanan-san, did something good happen?
ええ、ありましたよ。というより、ようやく決心できたと言うべきでしょうか。
Something swished in his hand. Sanan-san, what is that?
これが気になりますか？
After his cryptic reply, he showed me what was in his hand. Sanan was holding a small bottle made from fine hydro. The glass was filled with a crimson liquid that looked like a poisonous chemical to me.
これは君の父親である光道さんが幕府の密使を受けて作った薬です。
What? The Shogun had ordered my father to do something?
もともと西洋から渡来したものだそうですよ。人体に劇的な変化をもたらす飛薬としてね。
What do you mean by utterly transform?
単純な表現をすると筋力や自己治癒力の増強でしょうか。
It sounded like something out of a fairy tale. If such a thing were to truly exist, the serum would be considered a miracle cure, but...
しかし この薬には致命的な欠陥がありました。
His smile twisted only a little.
強すぎる薬の効能が人の精神を狂わすに至ったのです。薬を飲んだ人間がどうなったか、その姿は君も目にしたことがありますね。
Of course. I'd seen the results of that madness the night I first met the Shinsengumi. Okita and Saito-san had killed off the monsters with the white hair.
君は察しがいいですね。そう、あの時の大使たちですよ。薬を与えられた彼らは理性を失い、血に狂う化け物となり果てました。
His words brought a sharp chill down my spine. ひどい。
切り合いの最中、血が流れるたびに狂っていては強靭な肉体を手に入れた意味がありません。高堂さんは新選組という実験場でこの薬の改良を行っていたのですよ。
No! My father conducting experiments on human beings that made them go mad at the sight of blood? I couldn't believe it. No, I didn't want to believe it. But there was no reason for San-san to lie either. I saw it before my very eyes. Then, did father really... San-san shrugged off my disbelief and continued.
しかし残念ながら彼は行方不明となり、薬の研究は中断されてしまいました。高堂さんが残した資料をもとにして私なりに手を加えたものがこれです。
He smirked and shook the bottle gently. The liquid inside sloshed from side to side, almost lazily.
その原液をできる限り薄めてあります。
I had so many questions to ask him, but I didn't even know where to start. So I simply spoke the first thing that came to mind. If you drink that, will you be okay? So that serum, will it prevent you from going mad?
まだわかりません。誰にも試していないものですから。
His smile faded.
ですが、飲めば私の腕は治ります。薬の調合が成功さえしていればね。
You mean you're actually considering taking it? He had no guarantee that it wouldn't simply kill him outright, and even if he did survive, it might, well, drive him insane. Sanensai, please reconsider this. I'm sure there's some other way. You don't need to rely on the...
こんなものにでも頼らなければ私の腕は治らないのですよ。私はもはや用済みとなった人間です。普通の大使まで陰口を叩いているのは知っています。あなたにはわからないでしょうね。大いなる志を持って同志と共に江戸から登ってきたというのに、何の役にも立てぬままお情けで重職を与えられている私の気持ちなど。
How could you say it's pity? You're a leader here. The Shinsengumi respects and needs you now more than ever. Sanensan's eyes dotted with melancholy, flashing a brief smile that entertained the idea behind my words.
よく覚えていますよ。私は剣客としてもこの新選組に必要なのですよね。
Sanan-san seemed bitterly focused on the words Hijikata-san said earlier. They really did affect him.
剣客として死に、ただ生きた屍になれというのであれば、人としても死なせてください。
No!
失敗すると決まったわけではありません。そう分の悪い賭けではありませんよ。
Sanan-san smiled as he said that, but there was no way to know what might happen to him. Considering the worst that could happen, I couldn't sit by and allow him to do this. I think it's screaming time. Sanan-san came to hate himself for being unable to fight alongside his comrades and friends. Even if they forgave him, he never forgave himself. But
君にはわからないかもしれませんね。
was it the sort of thing only a fellow swordsman could comprehend then? How could I convince him to listen to me? It was then, in that moment of helplessness, that I remembered Okita's words.
もし怖いものを見たら、すぐに声を上げて助けを呼ぶんだよ。
Of course! I could never know what Sanan-san felt, but another man devoted to the sword might. I screamed as loudly as my lungs allowed, thank fuck, because I wasn't ready to scream, my voice echoing down the halls and across the courtyards of the compound. Never mind, I gotta scream! Okita! But even as I cried out, Sanan-san drew his head back and drained the vial in a single draught.